Um, Hello, everybody. I'm just bringing you an update. Sorry about the interruption. I think you saw the little short video of why there was such an abrupt cutoff. My grandbaby showed up, and I decided to spend time with them, and it was an awesome time. We had a lot of fun, and got a hair. But anyway, back to the subject that was on the video before the grandkids showed up. Prismacolor watercolor pencils. Um, and the way that I take my uh, sketch paper down so I can go ahead and use it. As you can see, it looks like it has some wrinkles in it, but it doesn't have any wrinkles in it. The tape did its job and held it down, and when it dried, it dried to a smooth finish. It's still got a tooth to the paper, which means now I'm not going to keep this. This is just for me to play with to see if I could actually do it. You know, put watercolor pencils on the paper first before I started actually drawing my picture, my illustration for a children's book page. Because sometimes when I'm working on like the main focus of the picture, sometimes I forget to go back and make sure that I've smoothed out the background a bit. So what I'll do is, so you can see that there is still tooth to the paper, I'll go ahead and run some colored pencils here and show that you can still get colored pencils on top. And because I mean, you can still, running your fingers over the paper, you can still feel the tooth of the paper. So we'll just put a little Spanish orange on here to try to soften up these tracks a little bit. I don't know if you can see this, as I'm using my laptop to record this. I'm using a little bit of odorless mineral spirits to go ahead and blend that in to smooth out the texture. Because just like with the plain white paper, it the regular Prismacolor pencils won't get all the way down to the paper. There'll be little tiny gaps. Now, as you can see here, I put a little brown or little brownish color here to help us get a little depth to these tracks. I'm not quite sure what I was thinking about when, other than the fact that maybe thinking about my dad. He's off on a wagon trip. He's actually got a team of mules, and out on a little sightseeing trip with some of his friends. And I was thinking about what it might have looked like back when the wagon tracks would cut ruts, you know. But anyway. And for that part, we'll have to let it dry before I can put any more pencil on top of it. But you can probably see right here, I've already added color to the back, used odorless mineral spirits to smooth it out some right here. So I've got a tree limb here, and it's already been smoothed out with odorless, blended with odorless mineral spirits, and it's already dry. So what I can do to help you see that the paper still has tooth, even though I've put a layer of watercolor pencil down and washed it in, and then I added Prismacolor regular pencils on top of that, and use the odorless mineral spirit to smooth it out. So I'm going to hit it with some highlight, with something that maybe you can see, to where you can see that even after I've got 3 layers down over here in this corner already. And so I'll go ahead and hit it again with another layer to pull up a few highlights. And that way you can see the fact that I used the watercolor on it, and it didn't really, I'm still able to add layers on top of the watercolor. So you can see what I'm doing. I'll just get some white, and we'll use that instead of an appropriate, because this one isn't going to be for a book. I was just testing out to see if I could use the watercolor pencils to build I guess a blocking in layer, to where I could glaze on top of it and accomplish what I wanted to accomplish with the picture for the books, because I'm always looking for some way to speed my work up. If I could I could do several of these backgrounds and have them taped to my desk because I've got a reused tempered glass tabletop down on top of my desk, so I could just set up like 3 or 4 pages and block in the background for what I wanted for the pages, let them dry, then I could have, attach them to my easel to where I could work with them upright after they dried, and I would be able to not have to start from scratch on each page and see if it might speed my process up a little bit, as I haven't been doing this a long time. I mean, and yes, guys, I can't chew gum and walk at the same time. It's just kind of hard to draw and talk to y'all at the same time because I either want to talk to y'all or I want to draw. Oh, hopefully you guys can see this. I mean, because I'm laying down highlight on here and it's really not fighting with me. I'm probably highlighting on the bottom instead of the top, but that's okay. It's just trying to pull up some differences here where you can see what I'm doing or see what it's doing. I think maybe you can see that. I hope so. Um, because it's actually this is actually going to allow me, I think, to speed up my work. I think Linda will be happy with it because, like I said, this is it's still smooth. It's not all crinkled up. Um, it'll go ahead and photograph well. I've got a couple of shots on my camera where I checked to see if it would still photograph well to where we could, to where I could send the picture to her and she could go ahead and find the part of the picture she wanted to use or the whole picture, and that didn't affect it at all. Um, and I'm still able to work on top of this to achieve to manage to get what I am trying to do done. There, we'll put a little white here so maybe you can see it, and it's still. Oop, got into the wet. Sorry about that, folks. Well, I guess I'll get off here for now and catch y'all later. You guys have fun with your art and have fun with your grandkids.